Are you thinking of moving to Tampa, Florida? In today's video, we're going to point out some things that are not so great about Tampa that you need to know before moving to Tampa. Stay tuned, you're not going to want to miss this.
Hey y'all, here we are today at the beautiful Carrollwood Village Park.
As you can see here, we have a beautiful park here. It has a lot of playgrounds, a lot of picnic tables that we notice are reserved. Got people punching.
Parties happening.
Yes, we have people behind us just punching the punching bag working out. We have a few lagoons here, a nice little bridge, waterfalls. Seems to be like a great atmosphere for kids and families if you're trying to enjoy a good time.
Near the airport, as you can hear in the background, we got planes flying over us. Hi, I'm Shanika, and this is my husband Saul.
And together we are the Hernandez Group,
your go-to real estate agents here in the beautiful Tampa Bay area. Welcome back to Viva Tampa, where we create these videos just for you, showing you what it's like to live and to move to Tampa Bay area. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss any of our updates. As you know, we really enjoy making these videos for you, but even more than that, we would love the opportunity to help you buy and sell real estate here in the Tampa Bay area.
As a dedicated team of realtors, we'd be honored to help you with your real estate needs. So if you're thinking about buying or selling in the Tampa Bay area, give us a call, shoot us a text, or email us. We'd love to connect on Zoom or by phone to help understand your situation and see how we can best support your journey. Y para todos mis latinos, también hablamos español.
Today, we're excited to bring you a comprehensive overview on why you should think twice before moving to Tampa and explore the surrounding suburbs instead. While Tampa is often seen as the crown jewel of the Bay Area, it might not be a perfect fit for everyone. In this video, we'll explore the reasons why you may want to avoid the fast-paced city life and discover the hidden gems of the surrounding suburbs.
Hey, Viva Tampa family. Hey. So, kind of wanted to take you guys on a little tour here. We're going to share some footage with you and some pictures and some nice little drone footage as well on this beautiful park. It's called Carrollwood Village Park in Tampa. Carrollwood is actually, I mean, my wife knows this, but it is probably my favorite neighborhood, if you will. I'm not sure if it's really a suburb or not, but neighborhood in Tampa. That's where we originally wanted to buy our home, and we decided to actually move to Riverview. And those of you who watched our videos understand and know by now that we made that decision because the same home that we were getting built, or we wanted to get built here in Carrollwood, was about $90,000 more than the same exact model home, same square footage, same everything, same home in Riverview. So we said, hey, listen, for that price, it just makes more sense for us to just go to Riverview. It's going to be about 35 minute drive from where we were currently living, and we felt like it was just not worth the nearly $100,000 more in cost for that home. I love Riverview, but something about Carrollwood, right?
That's beautiful, and it's like in the middle, it's like in the heart of Tampa, so you're near the airport, you're near everything. So that's why if we had a choice, we would have picked Carrollwood.
Oh man, I'm talking to the wrong camera lens again.
Oh God.
You? No,
I was looking up earlier, but a couple times I looked at us just to...
So Viva Tampa, if you catch me looking up and down, it's because I'm so used to looking at ourselves on camera, but
so beautiful.
I'm looking at the wrong lens here, so apologies for that. But yeah, it's just one of those things, man. Even just, here, let me take a second just to show you this part here. Even just this, you see, this beautiful park here has it all. And just a while ago, there they go again. We saw some beautiful turtles. We saw about a good 12 of them. I'm assuming they're all just family, right? And just little things like this, man, that we get to just enjoy here in Carrollwood. The park, very new park. It's well maintained. These are the things that draws people to Carrollwood. If you heard of Carrollwood in Tampa and you're wanting to learn more, feel free to shoot us a text, give us a call, email us, leave us a comment on our YouTube page. We would love to hear from you. But yes, Carrollwood, hands down. If I had to pick just one place to live and call home, because there's so much around it. I mean, everything is around. I mean, it's Tampa, so Tampa has everything. It would be Carrollwood. I mean, you get that beautiful, the homes are well built there. They have beautiful homes. The communities are beautiful there. The neighborhood just itself, the neighborhoods, the parks, as you can see, this being a huge, huge park. Probably the biggest park I've actually been to here in Tampa. Morning. And that's, for me, one of the biggest things is, you know, you have 5 kids. You want to make sure you have something for everyone.
We have 4 kids.
I'm so sorry. So we have 4 kids. Oh, I said 5. Where'd I get 5 from? When you have
Bruno
4,
is the 5th.
pets, I guess. I may be cheating on you with another one. What's going on?
I have 4, but I don't know about him.
But yeah, so anyway, that's just, you know, Carrollwood is definitely a beautiful, beautiful neighborhood, or a suburb, I guess, if you want to call it. I don't really consider it a suburb, but
it's a neighborhood.
Yeah, I've actually heard people say it's a suburb. I don't really consider it a suburb, but you know, whatever. But again, Carrollwood is definitely a place I would choose as my number 1, my go-to. And that, to me, you know, I think I have a lot of good memories here. Like when we first moved here, we spent a lot of time in Carrollwood. We were so close to this neighborhood where everything we did was in Carrollwood, from restaurants to hanging out to just parks and stuff. Carrollwood was it for us. So, you know, looking back, I don't regret the decision. I don't think I made a mistake. I think we both love Riverview. The kids love Riverview. I love that community as well. But it's something about Carrollwood that's just like, man, you know, this is beautiful. So it's different here. I will say that. Well, anyway, we're getting ready to head out back to Riverview. So again, thank you all for following us and subscribing and being a part of our Viva Tampa family. Love you guys. Peace. Okay, Viva Tampa family, as you can see, we're back. Unfortunately, we had to get away from the park. It was becoming too hectic. Planes just flying overhead constantly. I mean, we're talking about maybe a good 20 planes in like just 20 minutes alone. It was just crazy. So I mean, the noise, it was very difficult to film there.
Yeah, and birthday parties were getting set up around us, and not to mention the heat. I had to put my hair up. It was starting to get too hot.
Yeah, I was sweating too much. So, you know, but we want to do this for you to kind of give you guys a better idea of what Tampa has to offer, and just the beautiful park in Carrollwood. Now, that part of it, you know, that's obviously a pro, right? Because it's a beautiful park. It's huge. There's so much to do there. Some of the things you could do there, they had a little outdoor working area, right, where it had, go ahead.
Yeah, it had like a little workout area with machines, and then a dog park, a skate park, a splash park.
I was very surprised to see that.
Playground, like it was just so much to do there.
And they had about maybe a good 8 to 10 picnic tables, and a lot of them
like
seemed to
shaded, what you call those, gazebos?
Gazebos, yep. And it just was perfect for like picnicking and stuff, but a lot of those were reserved for parties. So I mean, it just goes to show you how busy it was. But so yeah, we definitely want to make sure we got back here to be able to film this video for you guys and make sure you guys were able to hear us, get some good clarity from the sound and stuff. So we're back here. But so as you know, this video here, we're going to talk more about why you should not move to Tampa if you're thinking about moving to Tampa. So we're going to give you guys some reasons why we think you should maybe not move to Tampa. Again, it's ultimately your decision. We love it here outside of Tampa, here in Riverview. But just to kind of give you guys a better perspective of what living in Tampa is like. And we'll start with the cost of living, right? So as you guys know, it's growing here in Tampa dramatically. I mean, it seems like it's a melting pot here. Everybody's trying to come to Tampa now.
Yeah, so, you know, Tampa has grown to become a very popular city in the Bay Area, or Florida, period. And with that comes higher housing prices. So with the housing costs rising, it makes it harder for people to find affordable homes in Tampa. So a reason why you shouldn't move to Tampa, I would say, would be because of the cost of houses in the city. So you may be able to find more affordable housing in the suburbs, I should say.
Correct. Yes, and just give you an idea, from 2023 to now, I think last year, if I'm not mistaken, I mean, it's been a 3.7% increase in home prices this year compared to last year. And as you know, when having people here moving here, you have more competition. It's more challenging to find a home, and more than likely you're gonna have to bid on it, right? The market is slow right now as we're in mid-August or so. But you want to make sure that, when you think about these things, when you're thinking about moving to Tampa and why, looking like the pros and cons and stuff. So we're just kind of trying to throw some stuff out there for you guys.
So there are more affordable suburbs around Tampa. So as we mentioned in our previous videos, Riverview and Brandon are very popular choices for suburbs, for people to live close enough to Tampa, but find more affordable housing. I think in Riverview and Brandon, you can definitely find bigger homes and more yard, more land for the more value for your money. So
definitely,
yeah, I would definitely recommend, as a reason why you should look into suburbs instead of the city, is that you can find more home, more land, and it's more value,
more
for your
bang
money.
for your buck, basically. Yeah, and at the end of the day, you got to think about property taxes as well. Property taxes are through the roof in Tampa, so it's just something else you got to consider as well. Property taxes are just one of the key things, I believe.
Yes, especially in more desirable neighborhoods. So like in Tampa, like we were just filming Carrollwood, I'm sure those properties have way higher property taxes than in the city because of the value, because of the area. So you're usually paying for like the location.
Correct.
And here is it's more affordable. I know we have the homestead exemption, so that does help save on your property taxes. But from the beginning, you want to reduce it as much as possible by finding a home that has more lower property taxes.
Correct. Yeah. Another reason now, right? So we already established that. But it had to be traffic. Now, we talk about traffic so much here in the suburbs here surrounding the Tampa Bay area, but Tampa alone is by far worse than any suburb surrounding Tampa. I mean, we used to live in Tampa, so we know it's crazy. I mean, it's one of those things where you don't want to go to work. You don't want to leave the house. You try your hardest to find a work from home job because of that, right?
Work remotely, yes, because it's crazy. I remember when we were moving to Riverview, I was kind of nervous because I thought that my drive into the city would be a lot longer. However, due to the traffic in Tampa and me taking the toll road in Riverview, it actually was about the same amount of time to get around because of traffic in Tampa versus less traffic out here and the toll roads.
Yeah, and then the highways they're more accessible in the suburbs as opposed to the main city like Tampa. To get to a highway from Tampa, you're good luck. I mean, you're gonna be stuck in traffic for a while before you get on.
Lights
and then once you hop on the highway, you're stuck again. You're just walking your vehicle basically. So one of the biggest things there for me, I would say traffic, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quality of life is another reason you should consider suburbs over living in the city. Of course, living in an urban area, there's noise, there's overcrowding, sirens and
it's too much.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Like when we were out in Lutz earlier, it was just so peaceful, a lot less noise pollution out there. So yeah, definitely a plus of living in the suburbs is avoiding the noise and overcrowding.
And I think that's I'll piggyback off of that. One thing I will say is when we go to these suburbs, they're just a lot more calm, more family oriented, just more like friendly, more community.
Relaxed,
yes.
yeah.
It's just everyone's just involved there. It just when you get to Tampa, you hear more noise, more car honking, you hear more arguing. You just hear it's too much. It's too much going on. Too busy.
And I remember you were saying that was the reason why you were okay with us moving out in the suburbs, because you're like, I kind of want to get away, on the weekends, just be, peace,
Yes.
or at night, after work, just calm, peace. And in the cities, you can never escape it.
No, because you got to remember too, it's Tampa, right? Like it's not a big city like compared to other cities like Miami or New York or Los Angeles, nothing like that, right? But in Tampa, I mean, it's the main city, so you got to think about, like, even just go grocery shopping. The Walmarts in Tampa are a lot more crazier and congested than the Walmarts in, like, the suburb areas. So you got any restaurants, same thing. Shopping centers, same thing. It's just very congested. So again, that's just one of those things where you just have to just take that into consideration when thinking about moving to a city like Tampa.
Yeah, and also you think about Tampa is a very popular tourist destination, so not only do you have to deal with, you know, everyone that just lives in Tampa, but the tourists that come into town, the traffic from that, spring break, it gets crazy, you know, during holidays. A lot of events, you know, in the city get crowded, so you're like stuck downtown trying to get around.
That's a huge one because you got to remember Tampa hosts like the NCAA championships here, the Final Four, the
Super Bowls.
Super Bowl. It's so many sports championships hosted here, so those times get crazy.
Yeah, not to mention like even like music festivals. So like thousands of people come, you know, for concerts and music festivals. So yeah, that's
it's a main attraction here in Tampa. It may not be compared to Orlando or Miami, but trust me, it's definitely booming in Tampa.
Yeah. So a challenge also to consider is with city schools in Tampa, because it's a lot more people concentrated in one area. The schools are more overcrowded, so it may be difficult to find the right schools. And also you think about, you know, Tampa is already established, you know, the schools are built for that neighborhood, but they don't, you know, it wasn't planned for like future growth. So, you know, there's like limited options for schools, like at least in the suburbs, you know, it's not as crowded in those schools. And also there's like room to grow. So a lot of these communities are growing. There's more schools that are being built. So I would say that would be a plus for living in the suburbs.
Correct. When I used to work in Tampa, I used to drive from Riverview to Tampa, and the biggest thing I hated the most, you're stuck in traffic, but the things I hated the most is when school was back in session, right? You're behind all those buses, and it seems like the line never moves, and it seems like they stop at every block. Every block they make a right, they're stopping there, letting kids in or picking them up. So that's what I mean when I say it's just too congested. I don't think they realize how big and popular Tampa was going to get. So that's what we're talking about. But schools definitely, you know, a lot of them are overcrowded. A lot of times, if you decide to live in Tampa, you have to also think about like choice enrollment, because some of those schools are already like to its capacity.
So finding the right school may be more difficult because of your limited options with schools. Like, because all the schools around are crowded, like it may be hard to get accepted into choice enrollment. Like, so you may have to wait until they have spaces available. So that could be pretty hard.
Yes. Another thing is the job market, right? I think there's so many people coming here from other parts of the country or the world where now there's a lot of competition with jobs. You know, it's very competitive now when you're looking for a job. Even my daughter the other day, she applied somewhere, and I think she said they had about like 30 something candidates that they're getting ready to like try to interview or something. And I'm like, man, it's going to be tough. But, I think that's just part of like Tampa being so congested. It's just so much going on. I don't think it was meant to be. I don't think this small city was meant for this many people. So I think that's the problem you're going to have moving to Tampa.
Yeah. And as we were like commenting on the weather, the heat, that would be a con is that you have to consider that we kind of miss moving away from Colorado is the lack of seasons. In Tampa and in Florida in general, it's just really like hot most of the year. Like there's only like 3 months of the year where it's like comfortable, not as humid.
Yes.
Yeah, so for people who enjoy like the different seasons, spring, fall, like I really enjoyed the spring and fall in Colorado, especially fall, because it wasn't too hot. The colors of the leaves, like it was perfect. Like I don't like the snow. He loves
I
the
love
snow.
the snow. I miss all the seasons too. Like I think that's the thing here. It took me a while to get used to the weather here, the climate, the humidity and stuff, right? Yeah. You always hear me, you thinking it's Florida, of course it's gonna be hot. But until you actually move here, you're like, okay, I knew it was gonna be hot. I just didn't think it'd be this hot.
Yeah. The humidity's different. Like in Colorado it would get like over 100, and that's pretty hot, but when you add humidity and it's like almost 100 here, sometimes I don't even know if it reached 100, but it feels like 120 with the humidity. Like it's just stifling.
Very
heat.
sticky. Yeah. So if you don't like sweating or you don't like being uncomfortable, good luck with that. That's gonna be a problem for you. Another thing, and for me, right, I'm still to this day, I'm scared. I'm not afraid to admit it. I am not too thrilled about wildlife. Like, I knew, obviously, moving to Florida, you know there's gators out there. Of course, I know. I hear it all the time, right? But I've never actually seen one until, I mean, we went to the zoo and we seen one there, right? We seen several of alligators there, but I've never actually seen one, like, walking around my neighborhood or from the pond or
like
under your bed or
under
nothing
your
like
car.
that, right? But I will say, like, they are definitely out here. So wildlife, you know, just like when you see a lagoon, you don't want to get near that. You don't want, I mean, sometimes I see people there just hanging out with their kids or their dogs or drinking out the water. And I'm like, oh my God, I've seen so many stories. So, you know, that stuff is real. I actually, we know it's real because it happens here in Tampa all the time, or the surrounding areas here in Tampa. We've seen footage. We've seen it on the news. So we know it's real. So if you're not interested in wildlife at all, you're not too comfortable with that, that's another reason.
Yeah, that's definitely, you got to get used to or get comfortable with living with alongside wildlife. Like here, when we moved, we had frogs get into our house, lizards, those big cockroaches. They're called palmetto bugs. They're like really big.
Yeah.
Thick, like fat roaches.
Absolutely.
And one time I remember I was opening up our garage and a snake was kind of like coming up the driveway. I like had to like pick it up and fling it into the grass. But stuff like that is like, you just got to prepare yourself. Like there's all types of
you
wildlife.
just have to know that it's out here. Like even when you see mosquitoes and you see all these different bugs and you're just
mosquitoes especially.
It's natural because you have to understand, and we didn't understand when we first
and
moved. Bats are a huge thing too. So you just got to understand that when you think about moving out here, you may hear or read about things, but until you actually experience it, you really don't understand it. And for me, that's the biggest thing too, right? Like we moved here and the mosquitoes have been crazy, the humidity, the wildlife, all type of things going on. And I had to get used to it, where now it's like just, I'm immune to it. Like whatever, it's just normal, it's natural. But it took me a while because we come from Colorado, from Denver. We weren't used to that stuff. So we got used to it. Found love with it here, just we love it out here in town, but we love to be honest with people. We want you guys to understand that, yeah, it's a great place to live, but let us tell you a bit about why. Maybe consider some of these things about why you shouldn't move to Tampa. If you can, everything we mentioned, if you're okay with all that, then Tampa may be the right place for you. But we wanted to make sure we share these experiences with you, because here's an example. We just helped one of our clients who moved from New York out here to a suburb here called Waimama, and she was not used to a lot of things going on. Everywhere she was like, what is this? What's going on? I don't understand. It's just different here, and not to mention the hurricanes, right? Like you think about like the rising sea levels here in Tampa. You think about like the hurricanes and the flood zones. All that stuff is real.
Yeah, you definitely got to consider that, because the whole state of Florida is like a peninsula and we're at sea level. Some areas are like a little bit higher, like where we are in Riverview, we're higher elevation, thankfully, but I mean, everyone here is at flood risk, just some more high risk than others.
Yes.
So that can also affect, the cost when you have to consider having flood insurance. So yeah, that's definitely something you have to consider moving out here.
Yep, and I think another thing too for me was the red tide. If you haven't heard about the red tide, right, that was huge for us. We found out the hard way. We went to the beach one day and saw all these dead fish. And we were like, what is this?
On the beach. It's like something they said where it like, I don't know if it was like bacteria or something in the water, or was it like algae or something that affects the oxygen quality of the ocean.
Respiratory.
So in that area, a lot of the fish end up dying because it's not getting enough oxygen. So they wash up on the sea, like on the beach, and it's just horrible. Oh my god.
Nasty, ugly.
Nasty.
So we
the
found
smell, and then it can be harmful for like people who have like respiratory like asthma or something that like you don't want to be out there when it's like active red tide. Yeah.
So that's another thing, right? But another thing for me too is public transportation. Again, we come from Denver, right, where transportation was great there. You have buses everywhere. City bus would pick you up from any part of Denver nearly.
The light rail.
We had the light rail. And Denver being bigger than Tampa, I get it. But if you're not used to that, you're coming from places like Los Angeles or New York or other parts of the country or the world where your transportation is just everywhere and it's accessible to you. That is not the case here in Tampa. We just want to be upfront with you. It's very limited. It's not many buses out here.
There's not, yeah. Like in Denver, there was like so many bus routes, so many ways to get around. Like if you didn't have a car, you'll be fine living in Denver because there's so many ways to get around the city. But out here, if you don't live like in the city, it gets difficult. You might have to rely on having a car, and that could be inconvenient for someone who relies on public transportation, because we know like having a car is a big expense. So you have like gas, insurance, especially in Florida, is crazy. Like,
Very.
it's so high. Like that was one of the shockers when we moved here, was the increase of our auto insurance premiums. It was like ridiculous. Like I couldn't believe how much it is out here. So that's something you got to be mentally prepared for as well.
I sometimes feel like they do it on purpose, just to try to get rid of residents here, maybe get us to move to another state. So I think that's kind of what happened in Colorado, and then I feel like it's happening here now. So but that being said, we hope you enjoyed this video. As you can see, Tampa has its appeal, but it may not be a right fit for everyone. The surrounding suburbs may offer more affordable living, less traffic, and a better quality of life for people. If you're considering a move to the Tampa Bay area, we highly recommend exploring these suburb options before making your decision.
We hope this video has given you some valuable insight that will help you make a decision. If you're thinking about moving to or exploring other areas in the Tampa Bay area, we would love to hear from you. We would love to hop on a call and better understand your situation and see how we can help. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more insights and updates on living in Tampa Bay.
Take care and stay blessed. Are you thinking of moving?
I don't even know you can fly your drone here. It's not.
Okay, here we go.
Welcome back to Viva Tampa.
You're looking at the right camera, right?
Oh, I think I'm looking at myself.
I'm looking at myself too,
Me
man. We gotta do that over.
Oh my God. In this reason, we'll explore the reasons why. Oh no, in this reason. We'll explore the reason.
Oh, that was a good one. And better quality of life.
For many people.
Okay. For many people. Take care and stay blessed. All right. Or do it again? Do that one again? Yeah. All right, here we go. Ready? All right. Take care and okay. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Take care and stay blessed. I'm looking at the bottom camera. I keep looking at the wrong one.